Yeah, I think ideally you'd know what your strengths are, or at least try and find out what your strengths are by doing some different stuff. You might find that you don't want to do the music production and you just want to do the production. You know what I mean? There's like, you can go sideways into different arenas. If it's your own company, obviously you've got like lots of flexibility of what you can do. But because I think it's going to sound really bad, but because I'm older, it's really, I have to make money. There's no like getting around that because I have a family and kids and stuff. So there's a certain amount of money I have to fulfill to sustain myself. And at the moment that's been tricky, but last year when we've had this contract and stuff like that, that was like, you know, great running our own company, doing our own stuff, blah, blah, blah. It really felt good. But yeah, I mean, if that means working on a small project and living with your parents, or you know, working a job you don't like and making lots of money so you can spend 4 days doing that and 1 day doing the game, like whatever you have to do to make that a reality. But I would suggest knowing where the boundaries are, because I don't, you know, you can't live with your parents always, and you can't, you know, if you really hate that other job, for example, you know, you have to look after yourself as well as where you're going. So it's being realistic, I think. You know, you hear lots of stuff about teams of, you know, making a game for 7 or 8 years or something like that, and that is the antithesis of what I don't want to do. It's like, that's not what I'm doing at all. And you can do that, but I suggest that's the choice that you have to make, and know that that's a choice you're making. You could make a very small game in a year, and you're essentially making a portfolio piece that may never make any money, but that shows that you can make a game, or that you and your friends can make games. And that will be a jumping off point for like going and getting a job, or making your own company, winning pitches, whatever it is. You just have to know that that's the way you're going. And again, people made loads of money making that 7-year game, but that's not everyone, you know? There's lots of...
And only a certain number of those people made a lot of money
Exactly, from it. Yeah, it frightens me. The amount of... There's a big amount of time, and that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people in this room probably remember the days when games didn't come out at such long cadences. Like, how do you feel as a professional who works in this industry, where you see the norm being like, oh, it will take 7 or 8 years for a game to come out, or for them to do the sequel to the first part that they've just put out?
I think that's a lie. I don't think it takes that long. I think if you're making GTA, then it does, yeah. Like, but we're not making GTA. Like, most people aren't making that. So I think that's just a misconception. I think we have the tools to make really interesting stuff quite quickly. It's just that if you're making innovative, brand new, groundbreaking stuff, maybe it'll take a bit longer, but it's not going to take 8 years. I think it's that like chasing realism thing. If you're not chasing realism and you have a core mechanic and you have a story and all those things are like sort of in your mind, then the game is not going to take you 7 years. It's not. And if it is, then that's a bigger game than you yourself should be making right now, especially if you haven't made one before, you know? So I don't know, I just disagree with that. Yeah. I think life's too short for that amount of time working on a game. But then again, there might be someone who completely disagrees with that, so.
It's all good.
Yeah. In my mind, if I'm hiring anyone, that person has to be into the thing that we're doing. They have to at least show me they can do some stuff, and they need to demonstrate that they can learn. And that's it. Like, if you're not willing to progress and learn and you know, do things differently, then that's not going to work. But yeah, I wish on more job applications for actual jobs, like real jobs, it was kind of like, you know, demonstrate portfolio, some experience. You know, it would be nice if you'd released a game, or it would be nice if blah, 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 blah. but come talk to us if you are passionate about these kinds of games or these kinds of projects, or, you know, for coding, like you could be amazingly passionate about a certain type of coding, but can do some general stuff. And, you know, that might be a really good fit for some companies. But if you're not passionate about it, then that's the game over, man. I'm not passionate, I've got loads of experience, and I'm not going to do what I'm told. You know, it's like, who are you? Like, hired. Yeah.